talk first about this. So me and you debated a couple weeks ago about Klay Thompson and whether Golden State should give him a a somewhat of a max extension. Should he come back on a one-year deal? What have you? Well, Klay Thompson has done what all the young kids think is so cool this day, and when I'm mad about the team, I'm gonna screw up my social media because that'll show them. Yeah, newsflash. No one really cares about that. But is this a big deal? Is this a sign to you that Klay Thompson's days in Golden State are coming to an end?
Like all the like you heard all the talking heads on like Get Up and NBA Today were talking about it like it's a big deal. Draymond Green was even talking about it on his podcast, and he was just laughing about it.
Literally.
But that could be a sign that maybe there is a little bit of, I don't want to say apprehension. I'm not sure what the right word is, but maybe this is like the season where that core three, Draymond, Klay, and Steph, breaks up. I don't like.
So,
Ideally, Klay Thompson wants to be in LA with the Lakers if he can't stay with Golden State. But could you picture him going to the East and joining up with Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, and the Orlando Magic? Because I could picture that happening.
He's a good shooter. He won't make a difference for the Magic. I told you this 3 weeks ago, and I truly believe this. Klay Thompson is over the hill. He's done. And the only way I would sign Klay Thompson is a 1-year minimum contract. I think he'd be good for the room. I think he can still catch and shoot, and he can still give you anywhere from 20 to 30 points occasionally, maybe every 5 or 6 games. And he could be good enough to win you a playoff game or two, which may be good enough to get you to win a series or two, and take that next step. But he's not going to be a tremendous difference maker. His defense is not even close to what it was. He's a show of himself on the defensive end. How many times this year did we see him on the offensive end to the point where Steve Kerr benched him? I mean, the writing to me has been on the wall since about February of this year. Golden State is trying to hold on. They're trying to make it work because of their legacy and their friendship and everything they went through together. But it's time for them to make a grown-up decisions. I think the GM knows it. I don't think Steph, Draymond, and Steve Kerr want to make the decision, which is why I think it is going to be a little bit of drama, and there is a chance Klay comes back, for more money than what I'm projecting. But as a general manager with no emotional attachment, I'm telling you what the right decision should be.
I mean, it would be fitting if Klay, Draymond, and Steph walk away as a trio because of the legacy they built in Golden State. But we all know the NBA is a business, and that doesn't always happen. Like, Tim Duncan, for example, got the luxury of staying with San Antonio his whole career. But I mentioned Tony Parker earlier. He didn't stay in San Antonio his whole career. He played like a season or two for the Charlotte Hornets.
Completely forgettable. Nobody remembers it. It's like Jordan with the Wizards.
Yeah, or Dwayne Wade. Like, everybody remembers him with the Miami Heat, but guess what? He also played for the Chicago Bulls, and he played for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He did in that 2018 season for our Cavs. Listen, if I'm Golden State, I would have told them that after you won that 2022 championship, it was time then to break up the dynasty. You had won your last hurrah. You were a 3 seed. You caught a break because John Morant did his, whatever he did to get in trouble with the law in Memphis. You knew Denver was on the come up. And so, like, Golden State, if they run it back, they're going to be in the same position they were last year, which is a fringe playing team. They don't have a ton of bench depth. They don't have a ton of salary cap space. And again, at this point, I'm sorry. We talked a lot about Klay Thompson on this show, but Klay, He used to be arguably one of, if not the best two-way player in the world. He's not that anymore, and he's not even close. And it's a shame because of those knee injuries that's what happened to him. But Clay hasn't been the same since they won that last championship.
I fully agree, and it kind of sucks because I thoroughly enjoyed watching Klay in his prime, just like locking down the the opponent's best guard. He would switch onto like a small forward at times, not as often as Kawhi. Not trying to bring that conversation back up, but Klay, when he was in his prime, Klay was my favorite player on the Golden State Warriors, without a doubt.
Not just that, but there were often nights and in finals games where you'd be scared to death more of him than Steph.
Oh yeah, I mean, ask the Oklahoma City Thunder about Klay Thompson.
Maybe the most legendary game of his career and one of the most legendary game sets in the history of the NBA because of what occurred after that. If you think about that series, Oklahoma City is up 3 games to 2. Klay catches fire, hits the 11 threes. Golden State wins that game. They go on and they win game 7. If he doesn't provide every single three in that game, there's a chance Golden State loses that game. Oklahoma City goes out of the finals, which probably means Kevin Durant does not join the Warriors. Who knows what that means for the Durant Westbrook relationship? There's a whole what if bag you could go into in that specific game in that specific moment right there.
Oh yeah,